may share ka sans. Ay, wala. Ay, kasi nga to, Rudy. Ay, kababa na niya yung Neros. Dati, nag-90 yan siya.
92.
Di ba talo niya? 3-headed beast?
Hmm?
3-headed beast ng beast.
And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First for the Mavericks. And for the Grizzlies.
You know, the Mavs, like many teams, are always aware of who the free agents are that might help them become better. And prior to last season, they made sure they got their finances in order to make a run at Darren Williams to bring him home to Texas. Didn't work out, but they did the same thing this last offseason.
Like, share, subscribe.
So Dallas will get the first possession. Here's Doncic. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And for the man. As they know that in order for them to remain competitive and not go through a traditional rebuilding phase where they're going to finish, at the bottom for a few years, Steve, they're going to have to lure some free agents.
And one way or another, their top brass has always made sure that they would be able to move contracts around and make an offer to whatever big-name player was out there. But think about it, the last 2 years they had unlimited cap room, unable to lure that big free agent fish to Dallas.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Yeah, basically a middle-of-the-road type free throw shooting team, about 76% a year ago.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
And he sinks the second.
As you might expect with any team that's as tough as Memphis is defensively at home, they were a real difficult team to deal with. They seemed impossible to score on at times.
Puts up a 3, and it's blocked. And here's the fast break. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Drop that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
Here's Irving. Memphis very strong at home, as you said, Clark. Tied for the 4th best home record in the West. And Steve, as you might guess, it's a big part of why they were able to finish 5th in the Western Conference.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. And I think you look at the team, so good defensively, lockdown players at every position. Then you go to the home crowd, which could be really loud. They kind of fed off that team defense. And one of the reasons Memphis ended up with that home court advantage was because of that combination.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, I was able to catch with the head coach of the Mavericks. Their number one priority is not to give up any looks on the inside, anything easy in the interior, guys. He told me, quote, "We want to have the key look like a fancy club out there. Crowded, not a lot of room, and very hard to get into." Sounds like your kind of place, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. That one is no good.
You know, since the Southwest Division was created, the Mavs have always been in the hunt to win it every year. But last season, their division title hopes were dashed early on because of a poor start.
And the Mavs would end up fourth in the division with a 7-9 mark against the other four teams. Steve, strange not to see them in the top half of the division.
Yeah, that's for sure. But you look at the Southwest, San Antonio still rolling. You know, Houston improving dramatically. Even New Orleans now making a step. And Memphis, I mean, they had an awesome season a year ago. So, boy, that Southwest, it might be the toughest division in the NBA.
Memphis ended up 2 games back of the Spurs in the hunt for the Southwest Division title last season, but they played well against the division, going 10-6, but just came up a little short for the title.
Williams for 3, gets the bucket. Williams has got himself on the board with 3 there.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
And such a tough division. The Southwest, as you were talking about, Clark. Memphis has yet to win a division title, as they often get beat out by one of the Texas teams, but they always are in the hunt.
And I don't think it'll be too long, Kevin, before they hoist up that first banner for winning the Southwest Division. I mean, the way this organization has put together this roster, they've made some shrewd moves to keep their flexibility. And you look at the Texas teams, particularly San Antonio and Dallas, starting to age. It's probably just a matter of time for the Grizzlies.
And so here is Dallas. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
I don't know of too many other players, Kevin, who have his level of concentration offensively. He just seems to have that singular focus you need as a shooter that, you know, even if a defender's all over you, you still just lock in and let it go.
And perhaps the best thing about him, Steve, is the way he takes charge down the stretch of close games. The higher the stakes, the better he plays.
Here's Roddy. Back to Adams. Off target at the rim. Pass to Lively. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
It was a rough year for the Mavs and their fans. The first time since 2012 the Mavericks found themselves out of the playoffs. So big reason why was they couldn't get the wins they needed on the road.
And back to the Mavs, 17-24 record on the road. You know, Steve, their struggles as the visiting team. Oh, look out! He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
Well, for the Grizzlies, the 5th best record in the league last season, guys. Defeated the Clippers and the Thunder in the playoffs, but it all came to a crashing in when the Spurs swept them in the conference finals.
Here's Morant. Boom, he jams it straight down. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move and 2 big points, too.
Well, back to that series that Clark was talking about against the Spurs, more competitive than it might seem. Steve, you and I were talking about this. 3 of the 4 games were close. In fact, 2 obviously really close, going to overtime.
But I thought the weakness of Memphis was really exposed, Kevin, and that was the outside shooting. San Antonio just guarded the paint. They took Zach Randolph pretty much out of the series, and they begged Memphis to shoot from long range. And when you don't have floor spacing in the playoffs, it makes it awfully tough to score.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter.
And I'll tell you what, this has been one ugly quarter for him.
And it keeps getting uglier. I mean, his touch has basically gone AWOL.
Nice ops and determination that time. Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a path to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
Here's Roddy. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
This last summer, the Mavs asked fans to submit some redesigns of their uniforms for future use. Always kind of neat to see when a team and organization reaches out for the fans' input.
And back to the Mavs, definitely a big move by them to reach out like that. Nothing like bringing crowdsourcing to the NBA and building a bridge, Steve, with your fan base.
Kevin, I had a chance to see some of the designs of the uniforms that were being suggested. Some pretty sharp-looking duds, but there were some other ones that were absolutely hideous. So let's hope the decision makers in the Mavs organization pick some of the, let's say, the more clean-looking new uniform suggestions.
Well, in many ways, the Grizzlies aren't like most teams out west. They don't try to overpower you with offense, and they don't have a superstar to lean on for big baskets at the end, but they still know how to get wins in the tough Western Conference.
And when they did last year, Memphis would go 56-26 overall, and Steve with 34 of those wins courtesy of other teams in the Western Conference.
Well, they didn't seem to play like a lot of the other teams in the West, but it didn't matter. I mean, defense, toughness, rebounding, they were who they were. They established their identity, and that's one of the reasons they became such a tough team in that conference.
Here's Morris, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Hardaway. Morris has got his first basket. 1:11 left to play in the first quarter. Back to Adams. Hardaway with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Another three for Dallas.
Another lead change. How many of these are we going to have?
I don't know, Steve, but the momentum of this game has certainly swung like a pendulum.
51 seconds left to play here in the first, and it's blocked by Morris.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Powell, that's good.
It's a great play under the boards for him, and, that's the standard that he sets. It seems like all those second chance points, they're there for him game in, game out.
And here is Curry. From downtown, another miss by Curry.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Morant, guarded by Curry. Pass to Roddy. And another miss by Memphis. That will count. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time? Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. They haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And the offensive rebounding has been really impressive so far as well. So I really like this team's effort tonight.
The 8-footer, that's good. He's got 14.
He can finish in the post. That's one thing we know about.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, the Mavericks have been a terrific franchise. Since the turn of the century, 11 straight 50-win seasons, third longest streak in NBA history, culminating all with that NBA championship in 2011. But as much success as this team has enjoyed, it's also shown a restless eye, unusually willing to part with great players, whether Steve Nash or Tyson Chandler. And with the Mavs of late unable to attract the top free agents with their cap space, some fans might be left wondering if perhaps they should have danced with the ones who brought them. Guys?
Interesting, Doris. Thanks.
Defensively, you cannot forget about him. He gave him a wide open look there.
Kept alive. Powell, the pass to Curry. Powell. Outside Hardaway. The tray. Good on the shot. Hardaway has got 6. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And they need a timeout, Kevin. They haven't been boxing out like they need to, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. The Grizzlies trail by 7. And it's Rose penetrating. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
Curry backing down. He kicks to Morris. Lets it go from deep. Rebounded by Jackson.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
And the shot is good.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
And what a
Snappy. Sabi mo, may Gcash ka? Wala pa card. May Gcash ka? Tingin mo na. Meron pa doon available ba? Sabu. Tunay.
100 lang yan. 100 lang yan.
Kadami.
Ano pala yan? Mani.
Guys, mani bili na kayo. 100
Mura lang mani
kadami.
dito sa amin, dito sa Mindanao. Ganito lang ang 100 na mani sa Mindanao. Ganito kakonti.
Ay, sige, bili na kayo. Naganon sa atin, naging Cotabato lang.
Cotabato City, ang mani 100, ganito karami.
Hindi na mag-abot ng 150. Gaya na ba?
Gana kaya to, saan pa rin ito i-charge?
Tapusin na namin na. Kaya nag-stream to iba.
Di ba may isa pang ano yan?
May nagano, 2. Mamaya madali lang yan. Alam ko na yan. Kabisado ko na yan.
Gana siya isa ka po.
Wala.
Sige kasi makadaan siya dito, tapos may packet.
Wala rin. Pero ready kami. Set na magdaan sila ngayon din.
Sarap pa naman ang pagkakon, pagka-flavor.
Ngalo gani.
Hindi masyadong crunchy na sobra man.
Kakaiba ang pagkaluto niyan. Special. Sige na kayo nanonood ang...
nice throw he is as well. I can't tell you how many times I've seen him throw what looks like a blind pass, and I wonder where it's going, and suddenly it's right on target in the hands of his teammates for a basket.
Rose goes in, 11 feet away. That one off the back iron and out. Dallas leading by 6. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Rebound by Williams.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. The Grizzlies have had an off night from the stripe tonight. The free throw drops for Rose. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Outside Curry. There's the feed to Powell. 6 to shoot. No luck. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity. And Williams gets it to go on the assist by Rose. Williams has got his first basket of the night.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Here's the screen. Curry dishes to Powell. From the arc. Dallas again missing. Intercepted. Morris kicks to Curry. He passes to Holmes. And that one's good. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already.
Even with the change in the starting point guard position in Dallas, the Mavericks did a great job, I thought, of taking care of the ball as a team. Turnovers were not a problem for this team offensively. Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
It was a great dunk and also a great game we've got here.
Morris with the rebound. Well, Clark, part of what you said about Dallas, about them having low turnover numbers, a lot of it comes from them having a lot of veterans. And Steve, the young guys they did have really didn't have the offense run through them.
Well, you could look up and down the roster last year and see a lot of veterans, and they were the ones making the decisions offensively for the most part. Part of having a solid offense, Kevin, is it's just having multiple players with experience who can take care of the ball.
And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession. The Mavericks leading. Here's Doncic. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Stephen Curry is the son of famed sharpshooter Del Curry. And in Steph's sophomore year in high school, his dad made him change his shooting motion from his chest to above his head to make it harder to block. Of this change, Steph said, "I really couldn't shoot outside the paint for like the first 3 weeks. All summer when I was at camp, people were like, 'Who are you? Why are you playing basketball?' I was really that bad for a month and a half before I finally figured it out. And guys, as fast as he gets that thing off, he could probably shoot it from his ankles."
Yeah, he can do it all. Thanks, Doris.
His confidence really at an all-time high.
And that one's good.
It's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that. He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
All the points these defenders are allowing inside is inexcusable. That's 5 baskets in a row, and they've all been practically lay-ins.
Yeah, they've got to harden and toughen up down there, guys.
And he's shaken off a poor first quarter shooting effort, and he's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
They get it back. There's 37 seconds left in the first half of the game. The defense looking a little bit dazed now. A ferocious throw down there.
Not bad for a player of his size.
Not bad at all. How about that spring coming out of those legs? Tell you what, we haven't seen them be as aggressive driving the lane and drawing fouls in this quarter, but so far it hasn't cost them on the scoreboard.
And I think part of the reason it hasn't cost them is they went at them hard in the first quarter, and now they're picking them apart a little bit from the outside. I don't think they can get too comfortable out there, though, or the lead could start to dissipate.
Probably should hold for one shot here. Clock is on their side.
Yeah, no-brainer. They can hold it for the last shot. I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
With 4 seconds on the clock.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition. Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
He hits both from the stripe. And that concludes the first half. Mavericks lead by 10. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
The weekend is in full swing on a Saturday night. Glad to have you along with us. For the Dallas Mavericks, they have the lead against Memphis. Active hands is the way you describe their play. Getting a good amount of steals. They're playing up defensively and picking them off. And a resilient Grizzlies team is staying in it. With 2 quarters left to play, they've been an offensive juggernaut, scoring with impunity. Derrick Rose playing impressively so far. At the break, 7 points, and he's made some key plays in the assist department too. Thanks so much for stopping on by. Third quarter just around the corner, so let's get on back out to Kevin and the crew.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
Time out muna. Ano kaya ito isang viewer?
The Grizzlies trail by 10. He feeds it to Williams. Knocks down the three ball. Williams has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Grizzlies. Maverick shooting 43% from the floor. Doncic, he's guarded by Williams. And he throws it down hard with one hand. Clark, some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Pass to Roddy. Memphis moving it around. Uncovered. It's rebounded by Dallas.
Most of the time, that shot will go down.
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great. That's doing some skyscraping.
And we're talking about a point guard there, Kevin. He can really raise up.
Flashy pass, monster dunk, whatever it is. I mean, this guy's got the versatility to do it.
Well, that's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, it paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively. And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
The Grizzlies trail by 11. A second chance effort. Oh, that's blocked.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
Payne from outside the arc. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
The Grizzlies had no problem with who they were. They were very anchored in their identity, guys. They were a defensive-minded team, and offensively, they wanted to try to get the ball in the paint as much as possible.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. Mavericks leading by 13. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Here's Doncic. Can't get it to go. And Memphis the other way now. Well, Clark, just kind of continuing your thought, the Grizzlies dead last in 3-pointers taken and 3-pointers made. And Steve, I don't think that bothered them one bit. It just wasn't their game.
Didn't bother them in the regular season because they were able to get away with it, but it sure hurt them in the playoffs. When they ran into the San Antonio Spurs, that lack of three-point shooting was absolutely the difference in the series. So I think moving forward, that's the area where they have the most improvement to make.
And it's blocked by Hardaway. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Gets it to go. He's got 25.
His presence is very comforting for this team. He's kind of a fallback option for them anytime they need it.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
If he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Shoots it up. It's rebounded by Memphis. Adams has got his 4th rebound in this one. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, and he's one player who doesn't need a lot of space to get to the basket. He's really crafty. The way he can blast his way straight through traffic. He's really strong.
And I know something else the fans love about him is the way he's capable of going straight over the top of a defender for some monster throwdowns. I mean, we're talking about posterization with capital letters.
Here's Doncic. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Lots of free throw attempts tonight. 11, in fact, and he's made 7.
Boy, it's been a struggle for him at the charity stripe throughout this game.
Well, give him some credit because he's done well to get there, but of course that's only half the battle. You got to knock him down.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question, and that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
They get it back. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Good!
Yeah, and that's his first 3 of the half. There may be more in store.
Bean. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. And Memphis making a change here. Williams is checked in. The Grizzlies have really struggled at the line in this one, well under 50% so far. Lots of room. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
All the buckets he's poured in today have put them in a terrific position heading into the stretch.
Bean. Tipped away. Mavericks leading by 13. From the wing. Rebound by Williams.
Great defense there. You really have to challenge him at that range.
Feeds it to Smart. The Mavericks pull it in. There's 1:40 left in the third quarter of the game. Irving drives in. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over him.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. Here's Smart. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
They are owning the lane right now. Every one of their last 10 points has come either at or near the rim.
Great looks in tight because they're finding lanes to the hoop whenever they want them.
Out to Hardaway. Curry. Some nice passing here by Dallas. There's the pick. Here's Powell. Shot is off.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick. Just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Snatched up. The pass to Holmes. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Here's Morant. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. He's got 23.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in the second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Hardaway, defended by Smart. Right side Hardaway. Powell, the pass to Holmes. Curry, clock at 4. Morris dishes to Hardaway. Off target with his 3. The Grizzlies trail by 12. Bean, defended by Morris. It's rebounded by Powell. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and 1.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's Dallas. They lead by 13. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for Dallas.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator. On the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And I love their hustle because they're getting a lot of second chance opportunities just as a result of playing hard.
Pass to Holmes. The fadeaway. No luck. And it's Memphis the other way. Here's Morant. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home. That's a mammoth dunk for someone who's far from the biggest guy out there on the floor.
Yeah, perhaps that'll give them the boost they're looking for to get out of the hole here.
Yeah, it should. I mean, if that doesn't fire them up, I don't know what will.
Fades away. Curry can't get it to go.
Well, he had to fade away there. The defense was all over him, and he got it off, just couldn't get it to go.
Down low.
Unbelievable.
Do that.
Boy, you've got to be kidding me. Where'd that come from?
Now that's using some serious imagination.
Man, that was ridiculous.
For three. Rodney grabs the board. The Grizzlies trail by 9. And now the Grizzlies fast break. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. I mean, that was a very late reaction from the defense there.
And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Smart's checked in for Memphis. The Grizzlies have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it.
Boy, it's been a tough go in terms of fouls for him. I mean, my goodness, he can't stay out of the way of fouls.
On defense, the Grizzlies. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. The Grizzlies shooting is beautiful right now, 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. Williams inside. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Smart misses.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey guys, over that last break, I was able to catch the message the Grizzlies head coach was giving to his team. He was not at all satisfied with their effort levels, saying, "We're losing the hustle plays and all the 50-50 balls. We simply can't win that way. We've got to get after it." Let's see how they respond, Kevin.
Fires for 3, and it's blocked by Smart. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. Here's
Wow, look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. He really is, guys. I mean, that's phenomenal leaping ability there.
Up, and away right there, baby.
That's what sets him apart, guys. His talent for making plays like that, just incredible.
Mavericks leading by 7. Knocks it loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Pass to Rodney. A quick shot there, and it's off target.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
Here's Doncic. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. He has 40.
He's doing it all for them right now on the offensive side. No matter what the defense has done, they haven't been able to find an answer to stop him, and he's had an answer for every defense he's seen.
Smart misses.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Here's Irving. Lively. Back to Irving. Right side Irving. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
I really thought they did a better job, a much better job of getting it inside in the first half. They've got to get back to throwing it in the paint.
Hello, sir. Ewan lang, sir. Tingnan ko sa natin. Game.
More here in the second.
It's Jackson with the drive. Inside. No good from Adams.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. And that is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
There's the dish to Smart. Will it go? The Mavericks pull it in.
You know, turnovers really weren't part of the story here early on, but that's changed now. They're starting to have some trouble handling the ball. Terrific defensive play to cut him off and square up.
And he took a shot. Excellent toughness to get in there and make a play. I love that kind of work.
That's good.
As long as they keep spraying them from deep, we're going to have ourselves one exciting finish.
Well, it took them a while, but they're finally starting to get some rhythm offensively on the outside.
Jones kicks to Irving. Williams for three. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 4 assists in the game.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
The first free throw is good. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Both free throws good from Jackson. 1:43 left to play here in the fourth. Here's Doncic. And he drops it in from the low post. He's got 44.
They are not letting up, guys. They just keep coming at him.
And I'd say that lead is too big to overcome at this point.
And the shot is good.
Well, since we hit half number 2, he's finally come around. The first half was not his best, obviously.
On the wing, Jones. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
Yeah, he'll make the walk of shame back to the bench. He gets to watch the rest from the sideline.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Powell's checked in. He misses the free throw. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that brings them to within 10.
Well, he cut into the deficit a little bit, but not as much as he could have. One miss can make a difference.
1:04 left in the fourth quarter. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Running. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Well, luckily, they've got some really solid backup. You hate to see a player DQ'd, disqualified due to fouls, but they can do a decent job of replacing his production.
Smart's checked in for Memphis. Adams, right side, doubled by Powell. Memphis moving it around. All sorts of time. He squares up and sinks it. Clark, they're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, and they don't need to do anything to reinvent the wheel here. I mean, just take time off the clock and squeeze the orange. Don't turn it over. Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To the paint. He dishes it to Williams. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth. And stolen by Williams. Irving drives in. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
Boy, they couldn't hook up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're trailing by 10. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. 7 seconds left to play in the final quarter. The lead now in single digits.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Yeah, you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
He would have liked them all to go, but that should still be enough to end this thing.
I've been too passionate. Remember days we wasn't having shit. Hey, and now we gang slide and we got some bags in this bitch. Hey, two door, you know I got a bad little bitch. I been on for the city, I been on for the map. Tell them niggas tap in, we on the phone, it's a wrap. If we ain't gon' get it bustin', we ain't flash on nothing. If you're tryna stand on it, gotta put that on something. I've been too passionate, but when I ride the Rari, I ain't never gon' fast and shit. And when my bitch inside it, she don't like when I go fast and shit. Motor in the hood sound just like a dragon, bitch.
Ngayon, ano ko, kumbaga,